Alright guys, so I primed my face with the Milk Makeup Primer, and now I'm going to go in with the Tarte Face Tape in the shade 36S. Looks like this. And I'm going to use my Juno & Co sponge to apply it. I'm actually getting ready. So my friend who had twins about 2 months ago is finally getting her first day out. And we have the friends and family event at Sephora at the store that I work. So this will be her first outing, and she is super excited. And I'm excited too, I'm not gonna lie. My son will stay at home with my husband, and my son is at the age where he doesn't really bother. He's a really good baby. You know, as long as he's fed, has taken his nap, he's good. You know, so it's not that I have an issue taking him out. It's just, it's nice to just kind of do something and not have to worry about, you know, carrying stuff, him getting bored. For my concealer today, I'm actually going to be using the Fenty concealer, and I wear the shade 290. It's just slightly lighter than my normal concealer, but I figured that's all right. My dad just called and said he's coming over. He needs me to fix his phone. My dad always has something for us to fix. My phone, my laptop. I don't know how it happened. It's like, dude, the only reason why this stuff happens is because you're messing with it. So right now he called and he was like, oh, I'm on my way. He's like, I need you to fix my phone. I said, what's wrong with it? And then he put it on my niece. He's like, she did something, now I can't do this. And it's always a simple fix, but I think like a year and a half ago, my younger sister gave him her old iPhone when she upgraded. I want to say it was probably about 2 years ago. He just can't get the hang of it. It's just, he can't. I'm going to go in with my Fenty powder and banana. And I totally get it because I'm an Android person, and I've always been an Android person. My dad had an Android prior to this, but then he was like, oh, the iPhone, which is how he inherited my sister's phone. He just can't get the hang of it. So it's like, I have a hard time, which I know that the only reason why he's coming here is because I'm the closest in terms of distance. But honestly, like, I don't know how to navigate an iPhone. You know, like, people are always like, oh, it's the easiest. Well, yeah, I say the same about an Android. So I'm going to take whatever's left over in this cap and just kind of set this foundation. We'll see how long it takes me. So my guess is I'm going to take a little break from filming because it'll be here soon. And he called me from my mom's phone, so my guess is he's locked out, which again, I won't know how to do it. I've been using the Saint Tropez Bronzer Contour Highlight Palette, but I literally just like to mix the three and then use that to bronze my face. And then I like to go in specifically with the darker shades to build. Look at how pretty this is. It, like, literally, it's so light and buildable. I love it. It's currently my favorite bronzer. Alright guys, I am back and ready to roll. So I'm going to take I'm looking at this eyebrow and it's looking like it needs a little bit more color. It's interesting how certain things will pick up, like, we'll say in this case, like this eyebrow needing to be a little bit darker. When I look at it straight on, it looks fine. But now it's fine. Now we're good. We'll let this dry a little bit and then we'll touch it up. Anyway, so I'm gonna take my Lane Low paint pot and I'm going to use that all over my eyes. I'm gonna take a little bit of loose powder and just set that. So again, I have really been wanting to use the Artist Couture palette, and I'm just like, I love it. let's get something straight. I love the palette, but I'm just feeling more of like the fall vibes. So I'm between Biba, Sunset, even the gold palette. I have a lot of good palettes. And then Jackie Aina, because this is a new one. I think I'm gonna go in with Jackie because it's new. And I'm sure you guys have seen, hello Biba. Damn it. We're gonna use the Jackie Aina palette. I'm going to take Ginger, which is this shade here, and I'm going to apply that all over the crease. I've actually already used this shade, and what I will tell you guys is what I thought initially when I used it was it's very pigmented, it's smooth, it blends out beautifully, and I still stand by that. Like, it builds up, it's very pigmented, and I feel like this is a shade that even deeper skin tones can use. So again, I am glad that she came out with this palette and that there's a lot of thought behind it in terms of the shades, because oftentimes it's very difficult for women who are darker than me to have all the shades be user-friendly and pigmented enough for them. So, and this for sure is, like, you guys can see I hardly touch it and it just builds up very intensely. I mean, it's a beautiful warm brown, right? But it is a beautiful shade. And I'm just blending and bringing this up. You guys know that this eye is a little droopier, so I always have to take it up just a little bit more. This one's got a pretty lift. And the brush I'm using, this is a BOM 44 by Royal Langnickel, and I really like this to blend and add colors to the crease, because it does do a beautiful job at placing color but also blending. All right guys, the basic bee in me wants to leave it this way, but we're not. I'm going to take, for sure I'm going to use Zam. All right, I'm going to go in with Pinker, which is this shade here. And I'm going to be using a Coastal Scents BR250 brush. And I'm going to use that just on the outer corner. And I'm going to end up going in with a dark brown, but I just wanted it to be a little bit more interesting. This brush is scratchy AF. I've had this brush for a really long time. I think I got it at the makeup show. The very first time I went, they gave it to us. I went in as press because I was blogging the event, and they gave us a little goodie bag, and this one was in there, and I'm like, oh, it's not bad. But now after using like nicer brushes, I'm like, damn, it's scratchy, like scratchy. I'm gonna go in with my Royal Langnickel and just blend that out because it hurts like a bitch to use this one. All right, I'm gonna go in with Credit, which is the dark brown in the shade. And I'm gonna use the same scratchy ass brush. And I'm going to use this just on the outer corners. Ooh, look at how deep she is. Guys, this is gonna be probably my favorite brown. Damn. So I got gratis the last time I worked, and I had some pretty good stuff. I got some new stuff. So if there's, that video is already up if you guys are wondering, but I don't know if you guys would like to see a get ready with me using new. Just let me know. I need to start planning my videos again. So I'm returning the Pat McGrath palette I bought. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I got this Pat McGrath palette, and it's one of her new ones, her mini ones, and I got the one that was like colorful, but guys, that palette, I don't know what happened, but something irritated, something in the two shades that I really like irritated my skin. And so like you can see that it's still peeling. And yeah, it was no fun. So I'm still reaping the consequences of that. All right, I'm liking the way this looks. I'm going to use my finger and go in with Zam, which is this shade here. It's beautiful, super sparkly and glittery. There's like reflects of gold and pink, and it's just a yummy gold. Look at that. Give it to me. So I'm just gonna, oh my goodness, I know he's gonna love this shade. I love, love, love this shade. It's so beautiful. All right, so let me tell you, let me give you guys my spiel on Anastasia. I like Anastasia products. I think that her shadows are really great quality, and I think that really everything that she's put out that I've purchased, for the most part, I've loved. The foundations, I think I'm like, eh. I haven't tried the new one though, and I do have it. But I should say her brow products, her highlighters, her shadows, I've enjoyed. However, I don't really use her, I'm just taking whatever's left on the brush and blending, her palettes, her shadow palettes, all that much. So like I have the Mario one, which I love. It's definitely one of my favorites. I have the one with, I think it's a Prism one. It's black packaging. That one I bought because the colors in there really just like called my attention. I thought it was slightly different than everything else that she was putting out, and I was drawn to it. And this palette I wanted to get, but truth be told, I've gotten rid of a lot of the palettes that I had by her, like the Renaissance palette. There was another palette I had. I ended up giving them away, and it was just simply because I wasn't using them. I'm gonna go in with Credit again. But I loved the shimmers in her palettes. I've always loved them, and so I buy a lot of the single ones for my kit. And this palette I really wanted to get, but I'm like, I don't know if I should get it because I really don't use them, and then I end up getting rid of them. So basically I talked myself out of getting it. And then when I saw we got it in gratis, I was really excited because this is actually a palette that I really enjoy and that I can see myself getting use out of. So this is where we're at, and I like it. So I did get some fallout, but that doesn't bother me because fallout happens. And it's from that shimmer shade. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go in with my roller lash liner, and I'm gonna go ahead and just line my eyes, and we'll be back. All right, guys, so I'm gonna take a flat brush and wet it, and we're gonna go in with that glittery shade just to really get like a nice pop. And I'm gonna take Zam. You don't need to do this with this shade because honestly it's very pigmented, but I really want it to be super intense in the inner corner, just to bring some more light in. Oh yeah, it's just, it makes the smallest difference. Like, I know that maybe it's not visible to you. No, it's definitely obvious. So you see how this one just kind of sparkles more and it adds lift? I'm going to do that to the same eye. I mean, to the other eye. And I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. Yes. Oh, it looks so good. I love it. All right, so as you guys see, I did create a wing for today's look. I'm just going to make So my wings need to be cleaned up a little bit, as you guys can tell. And what I like to do is when it's freshly wet, I'll just kind of clean it up with my nails, like the edge of my nail. But I will also wait and then clean it up with concealer. So for now, we're gonna leave this as is. I'm gonna take a liner and pencil. The liner I'm gonna use is by Milk Makeup, and this is in the shade CEO. So I'm gonna use this just to smoke this outer corner out. And then I'm going to take Credit, which is that dark brown shade, and I'm just going to blend this. And as you guys saw, I wasn't very precise with where I applied Credit, but it definitely blends out and smudges out where I want it. I feel like I need to touch my liner up a little bit on this eye. Yes. Okay. So now I'm going to take a little bit of my foundation, pump that in the back of my hand, and I'm going to take this tiny detail brush by Smith Cosmetics, and this is a 212. It's so small. This is actually a liner brush. I don't use it for liner. I've never used it for liner. I always use it for like detail work. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of clean these corners out. And then I'm using it also to sharpen my wing liner. I also like to use this brush to clean and define the brow, which I'm going to do now. I think my sister just got here. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and do my mascara, and then we'll come back and finish the look.